Sup players, in today's video I'm going to show you guys how to build a poker table. This one's going to be 4 by 6 foot long, and not much a tournament table. It's more like a high rollers table because you know you got the VIPs just all sitting on a smaller table. It'll cost you roughly around 150, 300, couple thousand, I don't know. A materials list and tools that I use in the descriptions below. Alright, I'm going to start off by cutting 2 feet off of this 4 by 8 sheet of particle board, bringing the table down to 6 foot long. I have this yardstick that I went ahead and pre-drilled some holes in there. This is going to give me a really good radius to start my cuts. The inside line is going to be cut out as well. This piece is 3 inches wide. It's going to be the lower part of the armrest. Now I'm going to take my trusty jigsaw and cut off the corners. Taking my saw and starting the inside cuts. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to take my jigsaw and cut out the curved areas. After I'm done cutting, I'm going to set both pieces aside and lay down another sheet of 4 by 8, and this is going to be my armrest. I'm going to go ahead and cut 2 feet off so it'll match the length of the table. I decided to make the width of the armrest 5 inches wide. And again, I'm going to take my jigsaw and cut off the corners, and take my rotary saw and start the inside cuts. And then I go back with my jigsaw and finish off the rest of the curve cut. Now, I'm not sure what I'm going to use this inside piece for, but I'm sure it'll come in handy in a future project. Maybe a blackjack table to match this poker table. I'm applying some wood glue. I'm getting it ready for the other piece. I'm just going to glue it all together. You got to make sure you get it all nice and in there. I'm going to take a couple clamps and clamp it in place and pre-drill some holes. I'm gonna run some drywall screws to make sure they all hold together nice and good. And then I'm gonna flip it over and I'm going to lay down some more screws. Now I'm gonna cut out all the holes for my cup holders and chip tray. I'm using a 4.5 hole saw and cutting out all my spots, using my circular saw and carefully cutting out a square for my chip tray. This requires some mad circular saw skills, for reals, and a little bit of jigsaw skills to clean off the edges. Now I'm going to take my folding table legs that I bought from Home Depot, and it took me a while to figure out how to put it together because the instructions was in Chinglish. Yeah, the instruction was actually in English. I just don't follow instructions because that's how I do things. Using the provided hardware, I was able to screw it all down, and now that I know that the legs are fully functional, I'm going to brace it all down with some pine wood glue and some screw, because you don't want your table to warp down the middle. Now it's time to lay down some upholstery. This is the fun part. I'm using some very thick and high dense foam. It comes in square sections. I'm not even sure what it's used for, but I'm going to use it for my poker table. I'm going to glue it all down and trim off the edges. Right here I have the corners rounded off with a razor blade. And for the playing field, I'm using some 1/4 inch headliner foam. Got that at the fabric store. Really, it doesn't matter what color. If you plan on putting some really cool design material on top of this, I haven't quite decided what I'm gonna do with it. I may just leave it gray just for poops and giggles. I'm using some glue, you know, not too much. I may wanna later on down the road maybe change out the material in case, you know, I get burns and spills, cause stuff happens. Got some black vinyl, cutting it about 12 inches wide, just to make sure it's wide enough to cover the armrest with a, you know, couple inches on each side for stapling. You want to make sure the vinyl that you get is flexible. Here I am sewing it all together after I've measured and made sure it was long enough for the inside of the armrest. So I got it flipped over and started stapling the inside. I forgot to get footages of myself stretching it over. I did need help though. Called my brother. Just noticed some wrinkle areas there, which I'm gonna fix. I just flipped it back over, took all the staples out and re-stretched and re-stapled it down. And the rest of the wrinkles can come off with like a small heater. And right here I got some wheels, casters. Picked it up at Home Depot. I'm gonna put it on the armrest with some pine wood like this. And now I'm gonna fasten it all down. I'm screw the armrest to the table so that way it doesn't move. Now I'm gonna demonstrate how easy it is to put this table up and move it around by yourself, because poker tables are very heavy unless you use cheap wood. Then it'd be very light. But then again, particle wood is cheap, and I just lied to you. Here is the wheels being stowed away while the table is in use, and here's a final shot of the under table. And here is a shot of the table finished product. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Add, like, comment. Yeah, just you know, if you like the video, if you know somebody who's wanting to build a poker table, then share the video with them. And yeah, so I'm finally on Facebook, and I'm gonna leave you guys a couple links. I'm also on Instagram too, so I need some friends. You know, I don't have very many where I'm at, so yeah, man, if you guys could do that, man, it'd be so cool. And I'll follow you guys too. At least I'll try. Anyways. But yeah.